Rose Maddox was born in Alabama and had 5 brothers. She was the only girl, and her family were sharecroppers, and they worked for a while in Alabama till Rose was 7, and then cotton prices failed, and their family decided to try to get over to California to look for more work. And this was the early beginnings of a lot of migrant farmers moving from the south out to California for the fruit and vegetable picking migrant worker train. And so their whole family, with all the kids and the parents, decided to make it out to California with only $35, and they just hitchhiked and hopped trains, and sometimes the brakemen on the trains would take pity on them and help them get some food from the caboose and hide them in their cars. And when they finally made it out to LA, it was 1933, and they just continued traveling around looking for work. And when they got up to Oakland, California, there was this place called Pipe City where a lot of migrant workers were living in these big culvert pipes. And there was even a mayor of Pipe City who ended up giving Rose's family his own pipe to live in. People were sleeping in these pipes. And they even made it to the cover of the Oakland Tribune as this example of a whole family that was traveling around. And eventually her father got some work around Modesto, California, and they moved up there, but they continued traveling and getting these fruit and vegetable picking jobs all the way from Arizona to Washington, and sleeping on the ground when they were on the road traveling. And when Rose was 11, she and her brothers started playing together, and they formed a band called the Maddox Brothers and Rose, and they got a little spot on the radio, and it was always under the condition that Rose continued to be the lead singer because she was a favorite of the band. And then World War II came along, and her brothers had to go serve in the war. They all got drafted. And when they came back, they reformed their band and made a recording in 1947 and moved to Hollywood because their band started being really successful. And they toured all the time. They were on the Grand Ole Opry and a lot of Southern radio shows, Louisiana Hayride. And Rose was known for her colorful, wild costumes, and even shocked the Grand Ole Opry audience when she had an exposed midriff in one of her costumes. And their band was successful and toured together until about 1956 when they broke up, and Rose continued with a solo career and had about 14 hits and recorded a lot of duets with Buck Owens and Bill Monroe she recorded with, and a lot of famous female country singers have cited her as an influence, such as Emmylou Harris and Dolly Parton. And I first heard this song I'm going to play from the Kathy Kallick Band when one of my favorite fiddle players, Annie Stanonetz, performs this song in the band. And so I learned it and decided to go learn more about the person who wrote it, Rose Maddox. So here's Old Black Choo Choo. I'm just an old black choo-choo on a rusty railroad track. They put me in a choo-choo graveyard and they're never gonna bring me back. They're pulling their cars with a diesel, and the diesel sure looks proud, but I'll never make a sound of the choo-choo as he blows his whistle loud. There's many, many little children and never thrill to my choo-choo sound. If they don't put me back up on the railroad, I never keep on chugging around. So me fa fa fa, so love me so so fa. So me fa fa fa, so love me so. So me fa fa fa, so la la. So me fa fa fa, so la. black and shiny on the day of my trial run. And I'll never forget how they eyed me as I glistened in the sun. Well, I'll be the diesel's helper if they'd only set me free. I'll blow my whistle at the crossing, make the diesel proud of me. There's many, many little children and never thrill to my choo-choo sound. If they don't put me back up on the railroad, I never keep on chugging around. So me fa fa fa, so love me so fa. So me fa fa fa, so love me so. So me fa fa fa, so la la. So me fa fa fa, so la. Black smoke rose in the distance as the diesel roared on by, and the coal burner kept on chugging as he went on down the line. There's a new day coming tomorrow, and they won't hear the whistle scream. They'll just hear the sound of the diesel like a foghorn out at sea. There's many, many little children and never thrill to my choo-choo sound. If they don't put me back up on the railroad, I never keep on chugging around. So me fa fa fa, so let me so fa. So me fa fa fa, so let me so me fa fa fa.